dispersions towards anyone else? Haven't you had enough spoons of the bitter herb? Do we need more of them? And look, they don't always come as horseradish. Sometimes they come in other forms in our lives. Praying for a promotion. And you applied and you were about to get it, but you couldn't stop gossiping. So you didn't get it. And somebody who was worldly got it. Somebody who was worldly got it. Why, God? That's not right. That's not fair. You know His instruction. You know His grace. You know His mercy. And yet you do not act in grace and mercy. You know His instruction, but you don't act in His instruction. This change that brought about in Judah, he could have, in all honesty, he could have held on to his anger. I know many brothers who hold on to anger that somebody did something to them back in 1970, whoever, and they are still holding on to that. I know, brothers, y'all weren't born in 1970. Neither were y'all. I know that for a fact. These guys here were not born then. And you definitely weren't. Neither were you back there. All right, I should have said, in the 1990-somethings, and y'all all got it? No. That's it, you're fired. All right. But we can all come up with reasons to hold on to anger. To hold on to something that happened to us. And we'll stand upon our justification, and I have the right to feel this way. Okay, He gave you free will. Yes, you do have the right to do it. But you're never going to grow. You're going to stay in that same spot until you finally get it that for you to receive His blessing, you have to let go of that. It is Judah's teshuvah, his return, lessened by what it took him to get there. This is the beauty of this Torah portion, about what Judah had to go through to get to that point to where he's no longer hanging on to anger. He's no longer going to live like that. We see it in a modern twist in Ushpizin. Right? He was a guy who was all about the street and everything else, and then he found God. Or actually, God thunked his head hard enough and he got it. And all through the movie we see his main key is he's fighting his anger, right? I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get angry. All throughout the movie he's fighting it. And God is telling us this morning, let go of your anger and your resentment. The Babylonian Talmud it tells us in Berachot 12b, when a man commits transgression and then is ashamed of it, his iniquities are forgiven him. We do not know if Judah feels ashamed for selling Joseph into slavery, but we can imagine that he begins to feel the shame when he returns and he has to deal with his father for the next however many years that is. We know for a fact that he had to have gone through a process there. At first, probably, yeah. Do y'all have a younger brother than y'all, or that's it? Just you two? Okay. Do y'all ever, play pranks?
Not in a long time.
Not in a long time. All right, so they did. All right. And we had a baby brother, and so sometimes, but see, we would kind of don't sit there, it's a bad idea, and we knew that he would do it because we couldn't tell him nothing. And then there he goes. And so we get it. So at first, yeah, they put him in there, and the older brothers, Reuben and Joseph, were like, yeah, But then the gravity of everything that they did comes full circle when they see their father grieving. The gravity of my brother and I telling our younger brother to not sit there, and he'd do it. The gravity doesn't come in until he's, oh. The gravity. And then you begin to regret even mentioning it to him. Only a man, after years and years and years of this, he's faced his own shame at this point. And bravely and selflessly, before the second most powerful man in all the existing world at that time, he placed himself at the mercy of Joseph, who he didn't know right off at that moment that was Joseph. But we are not so different from Judah. Most of us, shame comes when we begin to realize the consequences of what we have done, or what harsh words we have spoken. The quick reaction that we sometimes make when somebody annoys us. But that's nobody here, right? I mean, everybody, y'all are all copacetic, and nobody gets on your nerves, and y'all are hunky-dory, amen? Y'all are quiet today. Tell you what, next week I'll work on something that's peppy and cheery, just for you guys, okay?
Just once out of the year, that's all I ask.
Or an insulting response to somebody who we're having to deal with. Right? Because they choose to say something, we have to say something, right? Because we can't let them go with the last word. Again, that's nobody here. Right? Because y'all clearly let things go easily.
Nope.
However, unlike Judah, many of us find it difficult to own what we have to do to make things right. To refuse to commit the same sin, and to give an opportunity to build a relationship or to grow things in a positive form. Judah's story reminds us that we should not wait to experience our own pain before we begin to empathize with the pain of those around us. Oh yeah, you're right, Rabbi. Only those who are close to me. No, those around you. Those around you every day. Begin to have empathy for them. Compassion. Please do not say, I know what you're going through. Not too many people receive that statement. Just be there. Not once did Yeshua say, hey, Peter, I know what you're going through. Or when he appeared to Paul, hey, buddy, I know what you're going through. No worries. It's going to get rougher.
Truth.
Amen.
Amen. Stop using that statement. You're not living their life. Be there to help them with their burden, to help carry that crucifixion stake, that cross, that torture thing, that burden. Help. Don't criticize it. That doesn't help to take any burden off. That only